Alright you guys, what's up? Welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. Now today we're talking about something very interesting. I think that it's going to be helpful to a lot of people, very helpful for a lot of people. It's some great ways for you to subtly start fixing your roster that have some quick turnaround effects that you can really start to utilize and plan ahead for. Something that could alter or change a team that you didn't even know about, or create a whole new team that you didn't even consider. This is kind of what that video is all about. If you haven't already, make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you want to stay up to date with more awesome gamer videos just like this about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I'm gonna be so real with you guys. It's 2 a.m. on November 1st, so I'm a little tired, but we're gonna push through this. We're gonna have a lot of fun today. So do the liking, subscribing, and join the Discord server, and let's get into this video. All right, so we're going to start off with some plug and play characters. You know, having characters that can be plugged into many different teams is a very valuable type of character, I should say. Moff Gideon here can plug into a Vader lineup, a Palpatine Mara Jade lineup, an Imperial Trooper lineup, a Padme team, which turns her into a Gidme team in like 3v3 or whatever. Moff Gideon can plug into a few different places. Super helpful character. Wat, it's honestly kind of self-explanatory. It's Wat Tambor, man. In Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, he is the support character to go on almost any team. Sith Eternal loves him, especially. Some Separatist teams love him. But Wat can go really on any team, and he'd be a decent addition. Shaak Ti goes on a lot of Galactic Republic character teams, so sometimes she replaces Omega on the Bad Batch and she takes the leader spot. Sometimes she's on a Kenobi team of some sort. Shaak Ti can fit into a few different places, but if you need like a leader for Bad Batch, or if you need an extra unit for a Jedi team, especially Galactic Republic Jedi team, she's your girl. She might clutch up for you. The Armor is another Sith Eternal lifter, basically. Obviously, we have light side Mandos coming out, so this might change very soon. However, as it currently stands, the Armor is decent enough with Sith Eternal. Again, excuse me, you guys, I'm a little tired, but I gotta push through this. I'm gonna push through this. The Armor, she passes around some buffs that are really helpful. Overall, just helps a lot of survivability. Especially again with Sith Eternal. You put Wat Tambor in the Armor with Sith Eternal, and it can be a pretty deadly combo if you use it right. C-3PO can fit on a few different places. CLS is his main home, his main homies right now. But I've seen him in other places. The Galactic Republic team, a Rey team, a droid team, potentially an Ewok team, but really you don't really want to put C-3PO on an Ewok team. There's just a few different places C-3PO can go as well. So these plug and play characters can be extremely helpful if you need to create a new team or buff a current team you already have. These are some great options. Next, we have some of the new lifters for teams in the game. So some of these you might be questioning, but some of them are pretty obvious. Captain Rex lifts the Phoenix team up to new heights. Marin makes the Night Sister team a whole different beast, especially if you do the team right. Maul is a Lord Vader lifter, and he's kind of turning into his own thing, and Malicos and him and the Imperial Super Commandos, they all have a thing now, but Maul's kind of also a Lord Vader lifter, so I mean, you can throw him in whatever category you want. But Mara Jade and Iden Versio is a little bit of a different story. Iden Versio kind of just takes the leftover characters you would have from a Imperial Trooper team. So like you take Death Trooper, you take Stormtrooper, you take characters like that maybe. Actually, Stormtrooper might go on Imperial Remnant team now, but basically you take over the leftover Imperial Troopers you have, put her with Iden Versio, and they can kill some stuff. If you get the characters right, Iden Versio, you don't want to mess with her, man. But Mara Jade, I mean, I don't know if she really fits in this category. She might not. She's a great character. I mean, the Palpatine and Darth Vader team were pretty good before, but Mara Jade takes Emperor Palpatine to a whole new level. Sorry again. It takes the Palpatine team to a whole new level with Mara Jade here. Not even comparable how much she can help that team out. She just does so much with the debuffs and the stuns and the synergy she has with Palpatine, and just get a turn meter train going and going and going. It's actually my favorite team in the game. It has been for a while now. I'm working on getting some new teams, maybe Betrayer or something like that, but right as it stands, Mara Jade and Emperor Palpatine have been my go-tos for some good times in this game. After that, we have the spin-off teams, and these are characters you have to farm for one thing or another that can actually turn into their own team. The Mandalorian Beskar armor you have to farm to get Executor, so you can so you can get Razor Crest. So you can turn the Mandalorian into a light side Mando team, as we see with this upcoming new Bo-Katan Mandalore. You get this, you might be able to use this Mandalorian Beskar. He can fit in the Krayt Dragon Raid in a few places, Scoundrel teams. He's really not the greatest character on his own, but he can turn into a few other decent teams. Dash Rendar also turns into a Scoundrel team. You can use maybe some L3 action, definitely some Vandor Chewie on there. Dash Rendar has some pretty good compositions, and you might not realize it, but he's kind of an underrated character, and with the Lightspeed bundles, I think some people are going to start realizing how useful Dash Rendar is, and this is me pointing a finger at him. I've gotten holds with him. This is the Dash Rendar I've got. I've gotten holds with this Dash Rendar team in GAC, and it's not the greatest Dash Rendar. So, does that tell you that I'm in Bronzium 3? Maybe, but that does also tell you that Dash Rendar is kind of good in the right scenario. Maybe it also tells you that. Kyle Katarn, this is pretty obvious, turns into a Mon Mothma team. Kyle Katarn doesn't really go anywhere else. This one also is pretty obvious. When you're farming Lord Vader, you get a bunch of Bad Batch characters. So just finish the Bad Batch off. Go ahead. While you're getting Lord Vader, you're going to get half the requirements for it anyways. And then put that Shock T lead on there and you're good to go. Skip Omega. That's what I would do. She sucks as bad as HK-47, man. It's a whole different can of worms, though. And then another one, Fennec Shand, you have to farm her for Jabba. She is a Lord Vader counter as well, so... Well, and I say as well. I mean, when I say as well, it means that she also has to do with Lord Vader, just like Bad Batch. Fennec Shand is a Lord Vader kind of counter, and if you want to build up a bounty hunter team around countering Lord Vader, Fennec Shand is your gateway into doing that. Next up is your fleets. You really don't want to neglect these, man. People neglect the fleets, and it's kind of screwing a lot of people over. You're really going to start off with probably Executrix being your main fleet to get some Zetas and whatever. Executrix is a great ship really early game, and you kind of want to move that fleet from Executrix to Chimera with Thrawn here. I mean, you can't really compare. I mean, they're Empire ships, but there's nothing else between like the early game starting ships that really compare to Chimera. Chimera is better than Home One, and I still think it's better than Endurance, but that's probably maybe more up to debate now with the rework. I just really like the Chimera. Again, that's what I'm running right now. Before I get the Executor, speaking of the Executor is a great place to start doing some of these bigger journeys. You get a ship out of it, which is really important to start learning how important ships will be. You get amazing bounty hunters out of it. Some Empire characters you're going to want that lead into a whole other slew of characters. Sith Eternal, SLKR. Maybe even with those farms you get some Leia and Jabba overcross. So Executor just leads into so much, and it's a great ship. And then you have the Negotiator and Malevolence fleet. These Separatists and Galactic Republic fleet can be some horrible fleets to deal with, especially the Negotiator in defense. It can be a nightmare. It can be a nightmare. Malevolence is also really great if you have the right ships at the right levels. Man, you just don't want to be neglecting any of these fleets, especially early game, man. These fleets do a lot of work. All right, we're almost through this. Let's keep going. Solos. Some solo characters are going to take care of some other teams. Super valuable. To be able to get some max banners in GAC with some of these characters is invaluable. Darth Vader can single-handedly wipe Geo teams just with Merciless Massacre, hit a AoE, and then just go around one by one killing every single one of those bugs. Darth Vader is the exterminator for Geos. Wampa with the Omicron can take out a ton of stuff. Apparently, I've heard that he can beat Sith Eternal in the right scenario, and just a bunch of other teams, Night Sisters. Just Wampa can almost solo pretty much anything. Savage Press, he's kind of a pretty good tank. I haven't fully used him at his full capacity yet, so I'm excited to see this next GAC season how he holds up. But I know Savage Press can solo stuff. Emphas Nest as well. Sometimes she flies under the radar because Wampa exists, but Emphas Nest does some work as well. Emphas Nest can be an extremely great character. She fits on some scoundrel teams like a Dash Rendar team or something like that. That's kind of where her home is, but she's a really fun character as well. And Darth Malik. Malik can solo a bunch of stuff on his own. You just gotta mod him right and get him upgraded properly. But Darth Malik can as well solo some pretty interesting teams. We're good. Okay, there we go. Omicrons. This is the last one. I'm not even going to bed. Okay, the Omicrons are really important. I just explained a few of them. You got the Qui-Gon, not Qui-Gon, sorry, we have Qui-Gon here, but Wampa and Savage I kind of already talked about. Darth Treyas is super important. It makes her a extremely great character. While in Grand Arena, if there's no enemy Dark Side Galactic Legends, Sith allies gain 40% critical damage, max health, and offense, and when Sith ally suffers a debuff, they gain 10% bonus protection, stacking till the end of their turn. And at the start of each Sith ally's turn, Trey dispels all debuffs on them, and all Sith allies gain 5% critical damage, health steal, max health, and offense, stacking max 100% until the end of the encounter. When an allied Darth Talon is critically hit, okay, blah, blah, blah. You get the point. There's a bunch of clauses to this and just passing around and dispelling buffs. Traya is a great character with the Omicron and makes her, it's part of the thing that makes her so great to so many people. Poggle the Lesser, not a GAC one, but valuable territory war Omicron, especially if if your guild is going in that direction. Man, this is going to be extremely useful. My guild right now, we have walls, complete walls of just Geos with Poggle Omicrons. My guild loves the Poggle Omicron. That can be very useful for you. And Qui-Gon Jinn is the Qui-Gon Jinn Omicron with Galactic Republic Jedi. After Qui-Gon gets killed, basically just supercharges Anakin into a nuke and can insta-kill a ton of teams you would not expect. I've seen a Qui-Gon Omicron team take out a bunch of crazy stuff. So do not sleep on this Qui-Gon Omicron, man. This is probably the most helpful thing. I kind of did this in a sort of reverse order of least important to most important. Sort of. It really just depends on what you have and what your priorities are. If your priority is territory wars, maybe solos might be equally or more important than Omicrons. Fleets really just kind of depends on what your guild is doing, but basically I try to do this from least important to most important. And I think, man, Omicrons, man, has completely changed my roster around. I have an entire series on this channel going over how I'm fixing my roster and what I'm doing and documenting the step-by-step process while getting live feedback from you guys of what I should be doing and fixing. And I change it every week. Every week my farming plan changes a little bit. I'm not drastically changing it because that just kind of defeats the point of having a farming plan, but I get little tips here and there and I change everything every week. So it's always changing ever so slightly. And Omicrons have been a huge thing that's helped me turn around in GAC. I started YouTube 8 years ago. I started doing this channel actively like a month ago. And I've already seen extreme improvement in my GAC. I've gone up from Bronzium or Carbonite 2, I think Carbonite 1 or 2 to Bronzium 3. Just in like 3 weeks. And I mean, obviously that's still not great. I'm still growing a lot, but in the amount of time that it took me to climb that much, it's like really, I think I'm proud of myself for doing it in like 3 weeks. I'm happy with myself for getting out of that hole. And Omicron's had a huge part of it, man. Treya got through a nasty Padmicron, my other GAC in my live stream, thanks to you guys. My Wampa's been putting in work in GAC, and I'm excited to try out my Savage press, as I said earlier. And I'm also very excited to put one on Starkiller. I just got to get the last Omicron's materials to put on that last ability there. But that's actually going to wrap up the video. I'm going to go to sleep. I'm sorry for yawning. It is almost 2:30 in the morning and I got to wake up early. So I appreciate you all. Have a great rest of your day. Make sure you like, subscribe, join the Discord server, and memberships are coming soon. I said it. We got monetized. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I will appreciate, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh my god, I'm so fucking tired. Holy shit.